All right. It's 5 o'clock. We stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
With that, I'll call the November meeting to order. Lacey, could you please read the vision and mission statement?
Our vision statement is an educated community of higher character, and our mission statement. The mission of the Southwestern Schools is to provide all students an equal opportunity for exceptional success within a safe and secure learning environment.
Thank you. Audience call. Do we have anybody that knows they'll be speaking? If not, we'll move on to the consideration of the minutes from last board meeting as given to you in your packet. I'll need a motion to approve said minutes.
So moved.
I'll second, Rick.
Do we have any discussion or changes to those minutes? If not, all in favor of accepting, say aye.
Aye.
That brings us to the consideration of our treasurer's report as given to you in your packet from last meeting. I'll need a motion to approve it.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on treasurer's report? If not, all in favor of accepting?
Aye.
Aye. And then we'll lead us into a senior trip. As you know, our seniors have taken a senior trip more often than not here lately. This means, do you have any information you want to share, or is it along the same lines as we've had?
Along the same lines. We're gonna have to do it a different, I usually go Monday through Thursday, it's like right in that week. But looking at both airline tickets and hotel stay, I'm gonna have to adjust. I'm trying to get the cheapest rate for everybody. So it'll be, I'm looking at probably like the first Saturday after, which would be the 14th, I think. Right before spring break, so it'd be like the 14th through the Tuesday. So it'd be like a Saturday through a Tuesday is what I'm looking at. Just because the airline, I don't know why, it's all cheaper during that time frame. So it's either Saturday to Tuesday or Tuesday to Friday. But right now with the airline and the hotel stay combined, it's cheaper both. And those are the two biggest expenses, really, because everything else is just pretty much tickets and food and all that. So it'd probably be the Saturday through the Tuesday. So if we go into first week of spring break, it'll be those first 2 days. Crossing our fingers we don't go through the first week of spring break for those extra days, but it would just be those 2 days.
And we're going back to New York, right? And surrounding area like you normally?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a request for the senior trip to be allowed to go to the New York area with finalization to follow.
Do you have any questions for me, anything?
I don't think so. We've
I mean,
done it enough here, I
yeah,
think.
We've done the same trip several years and we've had the same tour guide and
What is the cost of this? I mean,
I try to make it as cheap as possible and I don't go through a travel company because I plan it
you
myself.
do it yourself?
Yeah, so last year, everything except was included. The only thing the students had to pay for outside of what they paid was for souvenirs, of course, just whatever they chose to purchase, and lunch, because we kind of go wherever for lunch, wherever we are in the city from day to day, so we don't have like a set lunch. Last year, for everything included, was $1,296. And that was airfare,
Everything?
hotel stay, dinner, breakfast, all tickets to get in, all the exhibits, everything we went to. Like I said, the only thing extra out of pocket the students had to pay for was just lunch, and that could be anywhere from $8 to $25, just depending on where they decided to go and what they decided to eat. And then souvenirs, which, that just depends on where they purchase whatever they choose to purchase. So, yeah. So I just try to get it as cheap as possible. That's why I try to plan it myself. A lot of work, but if we went, my husband checked last year, we tried to go through travel companies just to kind of take a little pressure off me. And for the same trip that we offered, they said it would be double the cost. And so we're like, we can't do that. We're not going to do that. So we planned it. So. Any other questions?
We'll take a motion to allow the seniors to continue planning and take a trip over spring break to the New York area.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion on it?
All right, my concern would be the days, like if they're gonna miss school or not miss school, or it's gonna cut into some that have already planned a spring break or not a spring break, because I don't want somebody not able to go because they already had plans to be, because it always been like,
It's always been the first week. Because the second week's the only one that's guaranteed of spring break, and that's when most families take their thing during the second guarantee week. And so I try to miss as minimal days as possible. So,
but one proposal would be from when to when, and the other proposal would be from
I try to go with the cheapest option, but it'll probably be just us missing it. I'm pretty much this year is gonna be the Saturday, we'll leave like Saturday morning for Louisville, and we'll get there, and then we'll cut back like late Tuesday night. So it'll just be the
Monday and Tuesday of
That's
the
it.
first week of
Of the
spring
first
break.
week.
That's if they have to use it as a makeup.
Yeah, but they're only gonna be there
Yeah,
unless they
other
have to make it as a makeup day, otherwise they're trying to school it anyway. So,
We have other options.
but it's always been that first week. So, I mean, before we've always had two, it was like two in fall, two, and then we changed the calendar a little bit and everything like that, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect, thanks.
Any other questions or discussion? Then all in favor of accepting, say aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Thank you. That brings us to our school operations section. And I think, Jason, you've been tasked with,
Yeah, well, so item number one there, school bus, school branding, really. We kind of talked about this at the last board meeting, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these out. This is the logo options that we kind of looked at. We have a bus yet that we need to finish the paint job on. And one of the things that we need to determine is what the logo should be on that bus. And we are thinking about the side door, the driver's side doors is what we're really looking at. And would like to have the board determine which option they would like. If none of these, then, we can go from there. But this is the standard S that we have been using, and the word Rebels underneath of it, or in some cases beside of it. Okay, all right.
Did you want me to hold it up?
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to check. So that's one thing that I would like to make a board decision on. The second is the colors of the blue and the red that we use. We talked about the vehicles, how we have had in the past a couple of different ones, and we want to make sure that we establish a definite one that we will be using consistently throughout all of our painting that we do. So I have, Stan fortunately got me the actual book. So I've got the sample. This is the one that we liked the best out of the last time, okay? The red there, and then this is the blue that we liked the best out of the last time. You will see that there are other blues to choose from. So this is gonna be one of those things where you guys are gonna just have to kind of look at it. There's only one book. Look at it, kind of talk about what you want to go with, and then we will use those colors as the standard moving forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this down to you.
Who
And,
decided on the colors?
huh?
Who decided on the colors?
We mean, who decided on
He
it?
wasn't here last week or last week.
No.
this was brought up
So we
last
had-
meeting.
what has
blues were
happened,
off.
when
It was a pale blue.
we had that light blue that was mixed in, the reds were pretty close, but the blues were definitely different. And Midwest Transit had both of them as our colors,
Okay.
so we're trying to fix that problem.
The orange, or the reds, one had more of an orange cast to it
Little
than
bit.
that one. And then the other blue that they had was definitely just a lighter.
It was up in this range here. It was not good.
You can unflip it if you want, that's fine. I think when we talked at the last meeting, you kind of liked the possibility of a shade darker than the blue and the red that we have here. So something for you to look at.
And so, looking at these things, you're seriously, it's like, do you want that look with the S in front of Rebels on the door, or do you want this look above?
Yeah, I would like for you guys to kind of decide which
I mean,
way.
it's a door, so is that even gonna fit on a door unless you make it small? This right here could be the larger print.
Yeah, that would probably, the second one there with the Rebels underneath of it probably would be a larger print. You would have to have your S and your Rebels smaller if you're gonna do it side by side.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense.
While we're looking at the colors, do you all like the octagon around the S? Or would you rather,
It
I
might
think,
be on there.
I think it should just outline the actual S and not
Like
be an
actually-
octagon around it.
Yes.
It just looks like it's
Yes.
in
Like
a
it's
hole.
separate.
Yeah, it's just kind of,
Yeah, if they
Just
actually
with a red outline.
yeah, just put the outline on the S and not worry about this octagon thing.
edging the S.
Mm-hmm.
So just the S with a red border.
Yes,
Is that what I'm understanding?
instead of just a, I mean, if we're gonna use the block S, then I don't want to put a cage around it. It's kind of, to me, is what it does.
But on the door, do you like it better this way so they can both be larger versus this going across would have to be smaller?
Yeah, I think, to me, you approve the logo and then the configuration has to just be based on what is going on.
Where
I mean,
it's at.
Where it's at, yeah. So, I mean, I would much rather, if it's on a door, have it underneath. And even across the top, in the front, probably, if you had it underneath would work. I think, to me, that you just play around with whatever you're putting it on. We just have the approval of what it is. Because I think it would definitely be job dependent on how you logo it.
If you run this one and everything, you can make it bigger instead of having the Rebels out to the side.
Side.
I mean, I like the Rebels either underneath or above. Underneath would be Southwestern Rebels.
Hmm.
And then you can adjust the size of it according to where you're putting it. I think we ought
prefer
to be consistent.
Yeah.
On what we do with it.
I mean, that right there is just a darker blue, but that's just a picture.
So the top pick for us is the S over top of the
It
Rebels.
is with me,
Okay.
with the S just being
S just
outlined.
being outlined in red, so
Mhm.
with a red border on the S, no.
Mhm. No
Correct.
octagon around it.
Yes.
And then Rebels written underneath.
Mhm.
Yes.
Everybody good with that?
Mhm.
All right. Perfect, thank you. On
That.
that.
I'm fine with it.
Hmm?
I'm fine with those colors.
Are you okay with the colors that are already? in
Yeah, I know
ours?
the auto colors are even different than
Yes.
your other. So, yeah, I mean, definitely that blue was a lot better than that other.
Than the other one. I mean, this makes it look like it's a deeper blue though.
Anytime you're dealing with print versus.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Paint, it's gonna be different.
Yeah.
We just wanna try to get it close.
And when you're dealing with vehicles, you gotta have a little pop too, though.
Yeah.
If you get so dark, then it's gonna look black in the
That's true.
sunlight.
I like the blue next to that blue, but it's right. So I like this. I mean, I do like this too. I was just looking at this being dark.
I like this color scheme.
Yeah.
I think it stand out a little bit more.
So are you guys saying that you want the color scheme of the two big pieces? The big,
Yes.
the big red and the big blue
Mhm.
The
piece?
ones, the samples that you have.
Okay.
Yep.
The big samples that we have.
Yep.
Okay, so,
And then this
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
the S outline instead of blocked
Mhm.
yes.
around.
Yep.
Yes. So that's, for the red, 30,056 F/NA is what it says. And Charger Blue,
And that's not in that book.
no, Charger Blue is not in that book.
No.
The other, the red is, but the Charger Blue is not in this book. Okay, good on that? Okay, if you're okay with it, we'll go on to this, next item here, Kid Stuff, Play Systems contract. You should have in your packet the complete, contract for the, Kid Stuff Play System that they're going to be putting in on the playground starting in June. That contract does have caveats for if they don't get it done within the period of time that is required. I want to say it's a $200 per day penalty. More as important as that is, it also has a very specific change order process so that if we decide to change anything or they see something that needs to be changed, it has to be documented, signed off on, and all of that before anything takes place. So that will be spelled out in that process. You should have seen the renderings of the playground. I do, however, have some color ones that I would like to share with you. So if you just kind of zip around there and look at the board. So this is, so we went with all red and blue for that. So here's the swing sets. This is area 1, or I'm sorry, area 2. This will be the replacement of the swing sets. A couple different views of it. Then this part here is area 3 in the drawings there. And there's 4 different views of that. So I'm just going to kind of go through those and let you look at it from the different angles.
Where's the metal slides? I always had to slide down those slides.
No metal slides anymore.
What are these kids doing?
And well, you're gonna have to tell them stories. This part is the handicap accessible area, which is very well done. The part that you see over here in the blue, that is poured in place rubberized material, which will allow students in wheelchairs, walkers, it's not mulch, so they will be able to move to and from. One of the things that is here, this item right here, is a music station. And so they'll be able to walk up, roll up to that and make use of that. When I turn it around here, you will see that the port in place goes right up to the play equipment, so they can, in wheelchairs, walkers, whatever, go up onto this area. They can then also traverse across a little bridge to get to this area. So there are some additional areas that they can get to without any problem. The nice thing about this is it is appropriate for both those with disabilities and those without. So there will be a lot of opportunities for students to integrate and interact with each other. It's just another view here. So all of these have been designed with the proper safe zones so that the mulch, and so this brown is the mulch. That is all situated far enough away from the equipment so that if they do fall, they don't get hurt. But like I said, you have this blue tower here where students can access this one. And then there's a bridge that goes across over to this one. And then this bridge here that goes over to the next little piece is an arched bridge, which may or may not be able to be traversed depending on what their situation is. So a lot of hard work and thought went into this. Kid stuff, I feel like, did a great job of communicating with us here at the school and all the team that was involved in it. So we're excited about that. We would like to request that the board approve the contract so that we can sign off on it and go ahead and have them get the equipment ordered. Any questions on that?
And the preschool pictures are in their packet, right?
Yes, the preschool pictures are also in your packet.
And theirs are the primary colors.
Right. All right.
Do we have any motions to accept the contract that's in our packet as given for Kid Stuff Play Systems?
And we already had lots of, money wise.
Close to 600,000 already. And we still have a few fundraisers left.
I'll make a motion. Approve.
And I'll second that.
Any further discussion on the playground? Not all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thank you. So the next item on the agenda, here's the kitchen lease agreement. I believe you have in your packet information from Krista Chatham to requesting to extend the lease. It ends on October the 10th, and she's requesting to extend it through the 25-26 school year.
Do we have any motions to accept the extension of this contract?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
And Rick, are you aware that we basically leased our kitchen out to some caterers off hours? I didn't know when we started, but to my knowledge, I've not heard any problems with doing this so far, So anybody else have any comments on this before we vote on it? We do have a motion and a second. It's all in favor of extending, say aye.
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 And I guess our last item here is the pool agreement with Hanover College. We currently do not have a new agreement. I guess there was some discussion about what that new cost may be, about the possibility of increasing the cost of the use of the pool. So if the board would like to discuss that, we can do that. Previously, it was $35,000.
That's correct.
Is that correct? We also, I'd also would like to point out that we do have Madison schools using it. We have water aerobics. We have the fitness swim, which is Miss Anderson's group, Hanover College, H2O, and we are, our own classes are having swim lessons and swim activities over there as well. It's getting a lot of use. Did I leave anybody out
I don't think so.
that you'd be thinking? Okay. So whatever your board's pleasure is on that.
The floor is open for any motions.
Move to accept this.
Do you want to negotiate costs? Or just leave it?
Well, I'd say negotiate cost. I mean, have we already
When does-
set costs?
Their
This
season
has been
started.
the
We
agreement.
currently don't have a contract with
Oh,
them,
so
but the last full contract we had was 35,000. And,
That's in 23 and 24.
right, because when we had the pool remodeled, they paid half of that, I believe. Is that right, Laura? During that year, it's like 16 or 17, approximately, because we didn't have the
Access.
the access for the pool that full year.
And this is just an annual deal here then?
It's been done year by year,
They pay it twice a year.
but the contract's for a year,
Uh-huh.
a school year.
So they paid 2 installments.
Yeah.
For these.
And right now they're under the impression that it's 35,000 again.
I don't think they know, do they, John? When you talk to me, I don't think the AD knew.
We have a new AD, so, and then I know there were some improvements to the pool, right? And, so he was asking about the contract, so that's why I called Laura about it. Do we need a second and keep discussion, or are we just gonna table this, or?
Well, he made a motion
To
It-
do what, though?
to accept the 35 because he said this contract. We haven't had a second on it, so if we don't have a second, it'll die. Or we can have a second and vote it down and then entertain any other motions if you want to table. But we can't table until we do his motion. Now, I will ask, is there a second on that motion? And if you say no and no, then that motion died. Now the floor is open for anything. So for the record, original motion of accepting 35,000 a year did not advance the process and has since died. So I will entertain any discussion or new motions in this matter. So.
I don't know what it should be, but I mean, we gotta mean.
My thing is, yes, we renovated. We didn't know, that was a lengthy and didn't know what the final bill was gonna be. And I do think it needs to be looked at. We do have good data on how much they use it. And we just need to evaluate a fair fee for that. And I don't know if we can do that on the fly without tabling and putting some thought into it.
Yes, exactly. And again, obviously in the middle as a coach at Hanover and my job here, but at the same time, I'm also under the impression that Hanover is hosting conference tennis matches, ORVC tennis matches, sectional matches, every home cross-country meet, every Jefferson County cross-country meet, pretty much, ORVC, IHSA, and there's been no fee attached.
Okay.
So with that being said, I'd just like to table this and then maybe ask Mark to come in and meet with the board or have some type of discussion to lay out kind of,
What's fair?
what's fair for both entities. And then that gets me out of the middle, but at the same time, I think it opens discussion that, Hanover's part of the community and we've tried to, let our facilities be, as far as I know, the only thing we've ever charged is parking. You know, for the people that come in, and that's gone to cross-country budget or whatever, but we haven't charged for any of the facilities.
I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, so with that being said, I think it'd be best to table the discussion and invite the new VP of athletics to meet with the board.
So we have a new motion to table. Do we have a second for that motion?
I'll second.
Any further discussion on table?
I guess one of the questions I would have is with doing this, and they're under the impression that it's a set price right now, would it be better to set them with this price for this period and then negotiate after this? I mean, with what you
And that-
said
and
right
that's
there,
fair.
makes a lot of sense.
That's fair, but we can also still do, when we have that discussion, if that's what we want to do, we can lay that out, that, hey, we're looking at giving it to you this, but here's what we foresee in the future because of maintenance costs and everything else, so I think it's all,
I think
Because-
originally when we, Laura, you correct me if I'm wrong, when we put this together, there was a proposal put and then there was some branding, monies that was spent from the college to put branding in the facility, so it would be a dual, facility. And then Hanover had to go to New Washington to swim. They had to transfer, so then they ended up taking that fee off, whatever it cost us to transfer our students other places. We took that off of the $35,000 fee in the year before. So I think setting a fee, just like I guess we would do anything else, in my opinion, we should have a discussion as a board on what the usage is, you know, what our maintenance costs are, how much more is it costing us to, you know, have that team here? Are we charging other entities the same? Like if Madison is coming here or, you know, another swim club is coming here, are we charging them the same fees? So I think a board discussion, I mean, they're obviously going to use the pool. We have swimmers, you know, and this is our option. So, you know, don't want them seeking other places, but I think if we just send a contract for $35,000 to a new AD who's only been in the spot for 60 days, and he's, you know, saying that our cross-country field's being used, you know, so many times, and we haven't charged for painting, we haven't charged for marking, we haven't charged for, you know, so I think it'd be best for all of us to get in the same room and discuss what's appropriate. But again, I'm an employee of Hanover College, so you know, I might have a different.
Well, and that's kind of what I was looking at. I mean, I can see Hanover College saying, well, hey, hold on a minute. You know, this is what we do, what you outlined. You know, and, you know, we decide to raise it X amount of dollars, you know, then they decide they want to charge. Well, then we just get into the same,
We're swapping money.
yeah. I mean, I'd rather see us work a deal out to where they know what they have to pay to come in here. And again, with the data telling us what our costs are.
Yep.
You know, I don't know, are we looking to make a profit out of it, or are we just looking to not lose any money, which is, to me, the way we should be doing it.
I don't know if there's a pool in America that's not losing money,
Right, yeah,
but I understand what you're saying. So my motion would be that we table this and then set up a meeting with whenever the next board meeting is. Because again, like swimming's gonna start actively going here in the next few weeks and then over Christmas break and then, you know.
They've
first of
already been
January, right?
using
Well,
it.
practicing.
Yes.
So I think they host one meet a year, only one home meet. So
Really?
yes. So I think until I even get more information from the coach and the VP of athletics, like, okay, what are we talking about here? How many weeks is it? How much usage is it? Hopefully the new system is not using as much chlorine and we don't have as much waste, so maybe we're saving some money with the new upgrades.
And how does that Hanover College entering in here, how do they affect the usage of our school? I mean, do we have plenty of time and
Yeah, obviously, having the coach on both sides.
Right. Yep.
I mean,
They've never had a problem between the two.
and I've not heard anything on any of this, so.
So, I mean, it's just,
Same coach.
So we have a motion to table and we had a second. If there's no other discussion, all in favor of tabling, say aye.
Aye.
Next up is our donations. We have a $600 donation from Maurice and Kendra Oxford to be used for educational learning games. And then we have a $100 anonymous donation for the food pantry. Appreciate these generous gifts. I'll need a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of accepting? Aye. We have technology up. Okay, do we have any updates or what's going on in the world of technology?
Some of these I may have mentioned before, and I'll just go a little more about these today. We have new software that's pushing updates to all the computers. Several of our computers were quite a bit out of date, so that's getting caught up. We're in the process of migrating to a new antivirus program. That's probably going to take at least a month to migrate over to the new one to get rid of the old one. The advantages of the new antivirus, if there's any change on the network, any change to some files or anything that happens that's not warranted, we can get an email or a text message right away so we can mitigate any circumstances. The update to our MyQ server, the software on MyQ allows to print anywhere or print and follow me, so you can print from your computer and then collect it at any printer. The update broke some things with printing. We're working with the office shop and the MyQ people trying to get that corrected. And we've got probably about 40 new computers for staff members with Windows 10 just ceased to be updated officially, so we're moving to Windows 11. And we had about 40 computers that we had to replace, so we're working on those right now. And that's it.
Thank you. Next up will be our personnel. And I'll go through all these, then we'll vote on the end. First up, we have employment. Employment for Shahayla LeBrown as winter guard coordinator. And then we have employment for Josiah Philipposian, both pep band and concert band. Employment for Julia Gorel, school bus driver. And employment for Jasmine Hartung, the school bus monitor. Then we have a request, FMLA leave request for Dan Datillo. And surely if I haven't missed anything, that's all of personnel this time. I'll need a motion to approve them.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion on personnel? All in favor of accepting? Aye. That leads us to our conference request. We only have one of those from Bobby Adams to attend Indiana Literacy Cadre Administrator Meeting. And I was going to tell you the dates if I find it in the packet real quick. Okay. The conference date is
11, 12.
passed. It was 11/12.
Better accept it.
But hey, if you notice at the top, it was free. So
There you go.
we like those. But then we have a second request in the packet, which is not on here, from Ms. Myers for the superintendent networking legislation and culture evaluation, their annual meeting in Indianapolis at a cost of $350. So those are the two requests. I'll take a motion to accept them.
I'll make that motion, Rick.
I'll second.
Any discussion on those? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That leads us into a budget and financial, and Laura, it's yours.
As you remember, we tabled resolution 2026-04 at the last meeting. I'm bringing it back now, and I have decided that we will need to move $1 million from the education fund into the operations fund during budget year 2026, and that's what this resolution is doing. The case will be needed to fund the appropriations in the 2026 operations fund. And as you know, that we're allowed to move 15% of the education fund into cash, into the operations fund every year. And this is still not the full 15%. So I do need a motion and a roll call vote, please.
So do we have a motion to accept resolution 2026-04?
So moved.
I'll second.
Any further discussion before voting? If not, this is a roll call, so John?
Aye.
Lacey?
Aye.
Rick?
Aye.
And I say aye.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is resolution 2025-14. This resolution is again to transfer money from the education fund to the operations fund, but this is to close out the 2025 budget. We've already moved $500,000 the first 6 months, and then I need this other $500,000 to take care of the resolution for the rest of the year. And again, it's approved by State Board of Accounts to be able to do this. This is again the 15%, and it's not using the full 15. And again, I will need a motion and a roll call vote, please.
So do we have a motion to accept resolution 2025-14?
I move that we accept the resolution.
Second.
Any discussion on this resolution? If not, Rick? How do you vote?
Aye.
Lacey?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
And I say aye.
Okay, the next thing is the IBOE report that I sent to you to look over. School corporations are required to spend at least 62% of state tuition support compensation each fiscal year. And the memo that I sent you states that you did not meet the percentage. Our percentage for fiscal year 2025, according to all of our reports that went into DOE, the teacher compensation was 59.04%. Because of this, we're required to report this in an open board meeting, and then within 30 days of the meeting, we have to post the notification on the school website. I will have that posted on the website tomorrow. Just wanted to make you aware of that we did not meet the 62% this month. We're getting closer to it, but we're not quite there yet. Don't really need a motion or anything, it just needed to be reported. Okay, the next thing I have is royalty roofing, and when I sent the message out, I thought that they had completed the project. They have not completed the project. We have the invoice for them to come back and work on the roof, but it is not completed yet. So it was over the $5,000 limit. It's $5,378, and what they're doing, they're the ones who put the original roof on, and they have come back and they're looking up there, and they have seen what they can do to fix the water still standing up on top of it, and they will be here to fix it, but I wanted to get this approved. And Brian wanted them to be the ones to come back because they were the ones that officially did it. The guarantee is no longer in effect. It's over the 10 years. So we do have to pay them for it, but they're going to do a lot of extra work while they're here. And I'll be bringing back some more quotes because they see some different things that they can do up there to make it better so the water will not stand up there after it's fixed. So I need a motion to approve the $5,378 for royalty roofing to get this completed for us before. Hopefully, they're going to try and get it here and get it done before the ice gets up on top of it and weights the roof down with all the water.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the last thing I have is from Fargo Insulation Company. As you know, they've been having the leakage problems over on the dual pimp pipes at the high school. And Brian has looked around, couldn't find very many companies that would do this kind of work. He finally found this company. Again, this work has not been done because I asked Brian to hold it up until after the board approved it. It, again, is over the $5,000 limit. It's $5,615. And he explained to me today that this is not fixing all of the problems. It's just the pipes that have been leaking on both ends of the gym, not on the floor, but on both ends is what he said. And that by doing this insulation, it will keep it until we get to where we're gonna replace everything. So I need a motion approving that, please.
I move we do that.
We have a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion on Fargo insulation? Not all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, that's all I have tonight.
Thanks, Laura.
Audience. Don't think we have anything, so we'll move. Ms. Jill, you have a superintendent's report?
I do. I have a few things that came in after the agenda was done. So we have a request for Danielle Hawkins and Whitney Barnes to attend a special gala on Friday evening through the Indiana Department of Education with some accommodations for the evening. So we hope to give you some good news about that gala after we attend. So we would like to approve their request to have some lodging there because the evening will be quite late. So that's the first one.
So do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
We have two resignations. Jessica Gutig is resigning from the first grade maternity leave, Miss Elston's class. And then Caitlin Head is resigning from her middle school aide position. So I'd like to request approval for those.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we have an additional donation that came in. The Jefferson County Justice Treatment and Prevention Coalition has given us $335 for drug testing kits so that we can jumpstart our drug testing program once again. So I'd like to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor of accepting that donation? Aye.
Okay, and then just some updates. So this past month, I know we just met in October, like the end of October, but we had a lot that happened since then. So I spent the evening, well, let's see, Jennifer, you were there at the trunk or treat drive-through along with FFA, and Beth and I Beth and I was in a blow up dinosaur if you drove through, and it started to deflate by the end of the night because we passed out over 1,000 pieces of candy. So it was great fun though, FFA and Southwestern Administration Office. So saw lots of families. On November 3rd, we hosted our second in-house professional development day, and we had sessions on winter weather procedures. That was given by Jason Watson. We had Dan Thurston talk to us about his coaching manifesto and how our teachers and staff could write their own for their classrooms. We had Tracy Collins present on calming and regulation strategies. I presented on collaboration tools. And then we had Ann Matico from Hanover College present on engaging virtual instruction. And then the other half of the day, the teams met in their buildings and worked on curriculum mapping and data and assessment. So it was a great day. I want to thank Jason, Dan, Ann, and Tracy for leading these sessions. And we also completed a survey. We've asked for feedback on how the teachers feel the days are going. And so far, very, very positive feedback on those days. So we have 2 more that will be coming up, one in January and one in April. And then we had 2 volunteer trainings on November 5th. So just a reminder, if we have anybody that wants to volunteer as a chaperone or inside classrooms, you do have to attend the one in-person training or an online session this year. We had 2 very, very nice Veterans Day programs last week. Each event was very well attended and they were very meaningful. And I think the students learned a lot from both. We had Brad Warren as our guest speaker at the high school. And then we had Mrs. Wynn read a book called America's White Table, which taught the students about a table that's set for someone who didn't come back home after being in the military. So it was very moving. We're being very proactive with our winter weather procedures. So we've already had our letter go out to our families. We've been talking with the staff about our snow day options. We've been practicing virtual learning. So our teachers and students are ready to go if we need to implement that. And we have 4 routes figured out for the administration team to drive in the mornings to make our decisions. So we're ready. Bring it on. Hopefully we won't have any, but we've been told through Thanksgiving we're clear, but after that, we'll see what happens. And then you did approve my attendance to professional development a little bit late, I guess. I did attend the Indiana School Board Association legislative update and the superintendent's annual meeting. Key topics were legislative updates, current legal issues, adaptive leadership, leading the learning in your district. So lots of great tools for effective district leadership. And looking forward to, we have a discussion coming up this week with IUS and how they could support our students with some additional pathways and credit, college credits. We're looking forward to the turkey shootout, and Thanksgiving's on its way. And we are also signed up to do the Salvation Army bell ringing. So we've got lots coming up. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Jason because we would like to look into a common school loan. And in order to even apply for that, it does need to be documented in our school board minutes. So Jason's going to tell us a little bit about some projects we'd like to complete if this application is approved and accepted.
So as you guys know, we are living on borrowed time with our HVAC system. We've continued to plug along. We've got Envelop coming down. They're doing point-to-point checks. Travis and his team from Dunlap are coming in, repairing, replacing mechanical pieces. And we're on borrowed time. And so what we would like to do is we would like to propose a common schools loan application for $4 million over, which would be paid out over 25 years to do the first phase of the replacement of the HVAC system at the middle and high school. Ultimately, I have a document here that kind of outlines what this phase would entail. The big thing that this particular project would, we estimate it would accomplish 2 things. One, it would put a new control system on. It would be a non-proprietary control system where it would open us up to have additional contractors that could work on it, as opposed to our current situation where there's really only a couple that can interact with our systems. That would be one major piece of it. Another major piece of it would be to, we actually have a 4-pipe system for the most part. However, it's being run as a 2-pipe system. So long story short, 4-pipe system, you can have both heating and cooling at the same time. 2-pipe system, you can only have one or the other. You can have heat or you can have cooling. Our system at the high school and into the cafeteria, upstairs of the high school, and over to the middle school is a 4-pipe system. Now, there are still some areas that are not piped for a 4-pipe system. For example, the downstairs of the high school. So what we would propose to do is to install and equip the entire system for a true 4-pipe system where we would have the opportunity to both heat and cool, which is the way that it's done in most of the commercial facilities nowadays. So that would be the second piece of it. Those are the two biggest pieces. It would also allow us to do some targeted replacement of up to 8 to 10 of our units that are critically failing currently. So we would pick probably 8 to 10 of the worst HVAC units that we have over in the middle and high school and replace those. It would also allow us to equip some refurbishing, do some refurbishing on our HVAC that is in the high school and the pool. So we got 4 air handlers in the gym and we got 1 in the pool. The 4, when we go to replace the 4 that are in the gym, it's going to be an expensive task because they are encased in walls. So those walls will have to be deconstructed to be able to get in and replace those, which requires you to have engineers and architects involved to rebuild those walls after you've done that replacement. So if we go ahead and do some refurbishment of those, changing out pumps, motors, and those types of things, it's estimated we could buy 5 to 7 years of extended use on those. So those are the main pieces of the puzzle. It gives you all of the details in here as it's kind of planned. Ultimately, if you look at the entire project, which would include replacing everything, middle and high school, gym, pool, and bringing the elementary up to a 4-pipe system, HVAC over here, it's estimated around $16 million. So we'd like to get this started because this will provide us with a great deal of improvement in what we are able to do. One of the main things that we don't want to do, obviously, is like what we had last year where we had to shut down school. Right now, we're making headway, but we're still dealing with equipment that was built and installed in the 1970s. So that's kind of the proposal that we would like to submit to the state. If you will entertain that option, this is a copy of the application as far as with our numbers on it. We would just need to sign one of them if you're willing to do that. And for one of the sections, Laura has been kind enough to put our entire debt, because that's part of the application. This is the sheet that has our debt on it, so that's available, would be attached with that document as well. This application is due on the 21st of this month. We are eligible for it up to, according to this document, it says we're eligible up to $17 million based on our student enrollment. We would like to ask for phase 1 of this project.
These loans, I mean, where are we at on the status of these loans of getting them paid off? Do you know?
That is the balance, correct?
I can't hear what you said.
Is that the balance on those loans that you gave me?
That is what we currently still owe, counting the interest and the principal on each one of them.
Is there any of them that'll be paid off soon? Or no, I mean, I don't even know.
We just, the reason that we can apply right now is that I tried to limit how many loans that we have going because of our debt service tax rate. And we're just now completing one big one that we've been paying for 30 years. It's, we're making the last payment this December. So that one is finished. It was a construction loan on the high school. We still own that big one, which you can see is the Malta School Building Corporation. That's the lease on, that we borrow money to build the blue gym, the extra gym. The others, we have that big common school construction loan that just started, which was the parking lots and the gym and all the remodeling on that. Then we have an old construction loan that will be off. You can look at, it's listed as A0478. That one will be paid off. I believe it's maybe 5 years. That one will be paid off. The others are technology loans, and what Kevin has done whenever one of the technology loans is paid off, I had him to apply again for another technology loan and keep those going, because that's how we keep our laptops. That's how we replaced a lot of the teachers' computers and different things. And we can apply for these in the fall and the spring. There's 2 times that you can apply. The thing is, I think they would like to have gone for a bigger one and a bigger amount at this point in time. However, what happens is they have a certain amount of money, just like our budget has up there. And in the fall, if they have not divvied that all out to the different school corporations, then we open it back up. And my feeling right now is that they have opened that back up so that they had extra money there right now, but how much, they never tell anybody. And there could be a lot of schools that jump on it right now, and there could be a small amount. So if we go for just the 4 million now, we may get 2, we may get nothing. We may get the full 4. It's just depends on how many schools ask for money at this point in time. If they turn us down, we can turn around and we can apply for it in April and probably get it, because that's when they have the big pot of money. So your chances of getting what you're asking for is better in the spring. But if they have enough money, they may have 4 million and nobody applies for it. So it's a good time to try to get it. Now, as you know, that is going to raise the debt service tax rate when we get that. I do not have my budget back yet, fully approved, so I can't tell you exactly how much it will raise it. Right now, we have a tax rate of, I wrote it down here. I just kind of had a feeling somebody would ask. It's 0.16. I have here something. Here we go. Tax rate right now in debt service is 0.1645, so it's less than 17 cents. Depending on what they approve. If it comes back, it could go up to as much as 50 cents. Depending on, again, the interest rate, how much they give us back. If we would have gone for 8 million. We've been close to $1, my estimate. That's just not knowing what my budget's gonna be or anything. So that's why, we're only going for the 4 million at this point in time to get at least part of the stuff fixed that we can get fixed at this point. But we'll probably be back in the spring and ask for another, or if we get this. Okay? That answer your questions?
I'll make a motion to accept the application process.
I'll second.
Any more discussion on applying for common school loan?
The first question is, I guess on the estimate piece, like, we haven't gotten any quotes or anything, right?
No.
So we need to apply for this now because of the timing, and then when the quotes come in, we'll understand.
Yes, absolutely. It'll have to go through a bid process and all that, will take place after we apply.
Okay.
He's gotten good estimates though of what it's gonna cost on each one, because we have to have that before you can ever apply for the
Okay.
loan.
All right, thanks.
Any other questions or discussion? If not, all in favor of moving forward with the application process, say aye. Aye.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. And that brings us to our own board comments and information. If anybody has any for the greater good. If we don't, we are looking at December 15th as the next board meeting.
That works for me.
And if that does work, then I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
A second.
All in favor? Aye. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Jim, anything crucial on the executive, because I do have practice.
Yes.
They wouldn't have that seen you.
Non-cert raises, sub pay. Yeah, we got a lot.
And you're the week of the 8th.